Well, welcome to the ProBrick exclusive YouTube channel with Reverend Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist, otherwise known as ProBricky. We're going to do a response video, which I had such an interesting time listening to this YouTube teaching on entitled "Why the Dumper Has a Big Problem," and I thought, gee, that's an interesting question. I guess we've all dumped somebody at some time and wish that we hadn't. We all have to admit that. Or been dumped. I mean, it's different when you've been dumped. But this is about the dumper. And let's get into it. Let's see what's going on here, and I'll comment as we go.
Voice this out a little bit and see what everybody thinks. And I think the dumper has a real problem, has a real big problem when they decide to end a relationship. And that's not.
Well, let me just say before we start, what the dumper might have a problem if he's rushed in and in a fit of rage or a moment of anger or a head fuck or whatever might have happened, and he's dumped her and she's taken it pretty badly. Then you've got a problem. When you come back to your senses, you've got problems. Let's see what's going to happen here.
To invalidate how the dumpees are feeling, yes, you've got significant challenges at the moment. You've been dumped and that sucks balls. But hear me out and let's just look at what the dumper is facing, because they've had to make a huge decision and they are banking on that it's the right decision. They are banking on this. And the one thing that they don't bank on is your silence, and this is where it can be a big problem for them.
Well, guys, that depends on how educated you are in relationships. I've dumped heaps of Sheilas and never heard from them again, never expected to hear from them again. What would you expect? If you dump someone, do you think they're just going to automatically come back? A lot of Sheilas, high-value Sheilas, they got confidence in their capabilities of what they're going to do. Most Sheilas will go out and bang somebody straight away when you dump them. Let's just be honest about it. How many of you guys have dumped a Sheila and she's had someone else in the next week or 2 weeks? You can't sit there and whinge or cry or worry about that, man. If you've gotten rid of the girl for the right reasons, okay, big deal. That's it. Your turn's over. You didn't want her anymore. I can't see why you would have a problem. Once you've said to somebody, fuck off, or there's the door, or take your stuff and go, well, what do you expect them to do? Sit around and cry about you? Nah. No, man. No. Not these days. You might get a tear, but don't worry. On the other side of that tear, there's going to be another bloke with a tissue. And guys, you shouldn't have a problem. There shouldn't be any problems. If you are dumping somebody and you're in your right mind, that's it. Most women, when you dump them, will go and find somebody else or possibly sleep with several guys just to get through the other side of it. Where men will go, I hope, and build themselves, rebuild themselves and learn from it. But you don't just dump somebody for no reason, just because you're having a head snap because something don't suit you. I've never done that. I've been tolerable, I've tried, I've bent over backwards to try and get things resolved, I've flexed, When somebody gets you to the point where you're ready to dump them, right? Why would you have a problem? Let's see what he's got to say. I can't see why you'd have a problem. I don't care if my ex-girlfriend's getting banged by somebody else right now. That's her business. She's gone, right? She didn't want to resolve the issue. She didn't want to fix the problem. So her values for unresolved were more important to her than the values for the relationship. And that's what you guys have got to realise when you go into a relationship. A lot of Sheilas, when it comes to resolve, will have more value for the unresolved than what they will for the relationship. Let them go have the unresolved. Don't lose any sleep over it. Don't. Something new happens every time. Something new will happen. Well, I had to kick my second wife out. I had to kick her out. Get out and take your lazy ass son with you. Kicked her out of the house. She didn't want to solve anything because the son was more important than the marriage. She should never have gotten married. I wish I had the money of Johnny Depp. I could have cleaned her out. I never did a damn thing wrong. You know, and then you hear of these guys that are fucking sulking and sooking over their girlfriend. There's what, 8 billion people in the world, guys. If somebody's mucking you around, fucking acting evil and doing all this other dysfunctional crap that women do after they've got you in, let them go. Just let them go. It's not worth it. Dump them. Kick them to the curb. You're doing them a favour. If they stop and think about the reasons why, they might improve themselves, but they're definitely not going to improve for you. They might improve for somebody else. See, what you'll find is, Sheila, it'll all look grandiose when they get somebody else because they're going to behave differently. They're going to put on the honeymoon behaviour, right? We'll wait till the honeymoon behaviour wears off and you're dealing with somebody that's settled back in again, and now it's time to start to resolve some shit. It ain't going to get resolved because if a person hasn't learnt from the last one, what makes you think they're going to do any better in the next one? You've got to, it takes a very unusual person to be able to take the time to be better in the next relationship than what they were in the last. When you go into a relationship, you better go in fully aware of what you're doing and stay aware and navigate it fairly and squarely, or you are going to have problems. It's just the way it is. You see, you don't just dump someone for the sake of it. That's not the object. You dump somebody because you've gotten to the point where you can't tolerate the behaviour anymore, where you can't deal with what's going on anymore. That's why you dump somebody. You're at the point where it's just not worth the investment. If somebody's not managing themselves fairly and squarely in the relationship and you're getting to the point where it's time to dump them, you're already detaching. You're already going, hang on a sec, this ain't adding up. See, if you're putting yourself value or you're over-connected in a relationship or something, man, you are going to have a big problem. But let's see.
So stay tuned and we'll get a little bit more into why a breakup is a big problem for the dumper. But
well, again, guys, I'm going to say it depends on the dumper. If you think that Sheila's the only Sheila that's, you know, and she's giving you a shit time, a hard time, and you dump her, and then you regret it, well, you're signing back up for a hard time. Why would you do that? No, that's a scarcity mentality. That's an insecure mentality. There's a stack of Sheilas out there, guys, that want company and want someone decent. As I said before, when somebody gets dumped or somebody breaks up with somebody and you meet somebody new, it doesn't matter who it is, it's always going to start with all the goodies and everybody in their best behaviour. But time wears away at things and it exposes crap. And if somebody's not in, you know, really been healed or fixed up, it'll come out.
as always, welcome back to the Love Fix. It's Nick, doing my best to get you through your breakups as easily and as healthily as possible. And if today's video is not enough for you, you can reach out to me at thelovefix20@gmail.com and we can discuss your personal breakup situation if you need my bespoke advice to help you get through a very tough situation. So join me on yet another video of compassionate advice but without the bullshits. So
let's see,
why is the breakup a big problem for the dumper? Why does the dumper have a big problem? Because, as I just mentioned, they are counting on a number of things. They are counting on a number of variables that are going to go their way, They are expecting that all of their problems will be solved through this breakup, and both you and I know that is not true. It will solve a few things, and maybe they get a little bit of relief and they get a bit of euphoria, but that all wears off very quickly. And
Depends, guys, again, it depends on the dumper, the reasons why. When you get to my age, nearly 60, you've got all this sorted. You shouldn't even be having breakups, but some of the people that you run into, they die in the arse, they start to fade away, they don't want to deal with things, they won't face things. No, man, this is quite bizarre, actually.
they're also banking on that they can get a new relationship very quickly now, assuming that they have.
No, no. Man, I'm going to focus on this is just me, I'm focusing on myself. I've analysed everything that's happened. I've done the diagnosis, the post-mortem. No. Some people might be like that, but this is... it's not for everyone, this talk.
Have monkey branched or rebounded, that relationship very rarely works out the way they want it to. So...
bull crap. Guys, I've had 2 marriages. And every single Sheila I've had since those marriages has gone exactly how I thought it would. Exactly as far as it could relative to the psychological capabilities of the woman that I was with at that time and how long she was going to last. And actually after my first marriage, I was with the next lady for 7 years before I give her the sack. The next one after that, I had a couple in between. Then the next one after that was 5 years. She got the sack. Then I got married to a woman. That went on 5 years and she got the sack. And I've just been with a lady for 2 years and she got the sack. And they know why. They all know why. They all try to come back. Not that I'm special or anything, but they knew that underneath that I wasn't wrong, I was right. You don't dump somebody for no reason, man. You just don't. This sounds like a message for some really insecure people to me.
They're also counting on you being there as a backup option. And if there's one thing I try to...
Crap. Absolute crap. When I dump someone, man, I dump that person. What? Oh, no. This might be the case for some, but it's definitely not the case for all. Come on, you got to get past this, guys. When you dump someone, you go and heal, you go and fix yourself. And then sometimes you can fix yourself with another Sheila. Right? You don't have to attach to everybody you damn well meet. I'm not saying be cold-hearted. But if you're doing the right thing by somebody and treating them right and all the rest of it, and it's time to move on, then that's your turn. That's their turn. Oh, boy.
Drilling to everybody is not to be a backup option, is not to be a second choice. And that's why the gift of your silence is so powerful.
Now, hang on, guys. Look, I don't know what age you people are that are listening to this, but if you can't comprehend that if you dump someone, right, and they go, not all Sheilas are going to... I had one Sheila go down in a flood down a canal trying to work out why we broke up, looking over the back fence, but some Sheilas just rock on, man, and they're in the cot with another bloke before you can even blink an eyelid, and you shouldn't worry about that. If you dump someone, all your authority and all the rest of it is gone. They've got every right to do whatever they want, and you've got no right to complain about that. That's the game, man.
Because it's going to call into question their decision. It's going to call into question their path now.
For some of them it will. But again, is he talking about people that didn't mean to dump somebody and they have and they don't know how to undo it? Or if you dump someone, man, you've dumped them. right? If you have any integrity about yourself and you dump a Sheila, what do you, and you never hear from her again, you got what you deserved. It's not something you should be afraid of. I said to my last Sheila, silence won't work. She used to talk about codependence, and I've gone, I don't even know what you're talking about. Codependent? You don't know who you're talking to. Some people are codependent. Maybe this message is for them. But you shouldn't have a problem if you dump somebody. You should be saying to yourself, right, that's done and dusted. It didn't work out. I got to give myself some time to heal myself. I mean, honestly, if you're already exercising and you're already feeding your mind stuff that's going to help you to be on track with where your life should be, and spiritually, emotionally, physically, intimately, and all the rest of it, intellectually, then if you have a breakup, it should be a rational, and you dump somebody, it should be a rational, well thought out, well discussed, with all the issues on the table, being able to explain what the issue was and why you've dumped that person, and that's it. I've dumped Sheilas, man, I said before, and they've been in the cop with somebody else in 2 weeks. Big deal. That's the game, man.
And it's just going to flip everything on its head. Because I've said so many times that a breakup is not fun for the dumper. And
I'll agree with that, 100%. The man's right. It's not. But the point of the fact of the matter is, the journey that has led you to dump that person should be justified, thought out, pre-discussed, issues laid on the table. And if the person doesn't choose to resolve those issues and you've gotten to the point where you're broken and you can't take it anymore, and so you dump that person, why would you have any remorse? The person was more interested in the unresolved than what they were in you. You don't just dump someone for no reason, do you? I damn well hope not. By the time you dump someone, you should have thought out what the problem is, why you're going to do it, explain what it is and give them time to work out if they're going to resolve it or not, if it's fair. And if they don't resolve it, then that's when you get to the point where you go, I'm really sorry, but I'm out and you're out. And once you've done that, why would you have any remorse? The person's driven you round the bend. That's why you've dumped them, isn't it? Maybe they've cheated. Maybe you've caught them having anal sex with another person. Maybe you've caught your girlfriend with a woman. Anything can happen. Maybe you've caught your girlfriend with 2 other blokes at once. Maybe she hasn't wanted to resolve her relationship with the father. She spends more time with the father than you, and you've just gone, oh, stuff this. Maybe she's stolen money out of your bank account. Maybe she wants to go and have coffee with other men. Maybe she spends too much time with the sons. She's infatuated with her own children. Maybe she spends time with her ex and he bangs her once a week and you've just found out. Mate, there's 100 different scenarios. Maybe she likes to have a couple of nights on her own to get it off with herself. And you realise you're not as important as you think. And you try and navigate it, and then all of a sudden you realise, man, I've got some issues with this person. Bring them to the table. They don't care, man. Why do they? If they cared, why don't they fix it? Because you're not as important as you think. And then you got to make up your mind. Do I stay or do I go? What do I do? You can tolerate it, but I guarantee it's going to wipe you out in the end. Your tolerance is limited. What you can take is limited. That's against your standards. If you've got any backbone, you see, male or female, if you look, you could be a woman and the bloke won't stop drinking till you get to the point where you can't tolerate it anymore. We all have levels of tolerance. And if we go about dumping somebody the right way, I cannot for the life of me comprehend why you would have any remorse. I cannot for the life of me comprehend it. If you're making irrational decisions and you've damn well done something that by rights wasn't justified and now you regret, but if you know human nature well enough, you know human nature well enough to know that if somebody's got more respect for unresolved than what they have for you, you're not as important as you think you are. I'm sorry, you're just not. And you need to make that decision. Sometimes, look, some women have left the marriage, the last couple of women I've been with reckon they left the marriage 10 years before they left. They wanted out 10 years. That's crap. Absolute crap. I mean, if you give me the shits, I'll work with you for a month or so, and then after that, you're gone. If you're not going to fix it, you're gone. I haven't got time. I definitely haven't got 10 years to squander down the drain for somebody that's treating me like shit. And that's what these ex-wives will tell you. Oh, he treated me like shit. He acted like this. Oh, you must have been enjoying the chaos because you hung around. You get what I'm saying, guys? I mean, disrupt my peace. I'll let you disrupt my peace for a month. After that, there's the door. Come on. This sort of dumper's remorse and all this stuff, right, is about people that don't know themselves for a start. Have they ever dated before? Have they ever been in a relationship before? Man, back in fucking primary school, I took Sheila to the pictures. We're just talking about her the other day. I got a friend that still knows her. In 6th class, not even high school, we all went to the pictures to see, I forget what it was. I forget the movie. I think it was Big Wednesday or something like that. And we went to the pictures and she never spoke to me again after that. Didn't want to know me. Why? I don't know. But I soon learnt that people will go fucking silent, right or wrong. They'll do what they choose to do. Right in 6th class. I don't know, how old are you? You got kindergarten, 1st class, 2nd class, 3rd class. I think I was 10 or 11 or something. You get to 60 years old or 30 or 40 or 25 on and you don't realise that if you dump someone they can go silent, you've got fucking major issues, man. Major issues. I love women that go silent when you dump them. Because you know what it shows me? It just shows you that you're not as important as you thought you were. I like the ones with a bit of spaghetti that come back. Yeah, I like that. And they come back and they have a bit of a fight. At least they show they've got a bit of a heart. But the ones that just go silent, that is no fucking contest for me. I can't stand it. I just go, well, there you go. Wasn't as important as I thought I was.
I can tell you from personal experience that is the case. It's not fun being a dumper. One, you don't want to hurt anybody, and it's a lifestyle change. It's a big change that person will no longer be there in your life.
Guys, you shouldn't be dependent on another person. You should not be attached so badly to another person that if they go, you're out of sorts. You learn this stuff in high school, man. You don't just take your heart out of your chest because you're married to someone and all that. Marriage vows mean nothing for a start. I've been married as a Christian minister. And when the fucking shit hit the fan, and sorry for swearing, but I think back to it, it was as evil and as demonic as you could get. And I was trying to resolve it. Nobody could have cared less. Nobody wanted to resolve anything. It was every man for himself. and thank God I had a background of women my whole life. Good women, like real attractive, women that, yeah, the, yeah, they're good women, man. I'm telling you. By the time I was 20 years old, I knew some women are going to put up a fight for you and some aren't. And I learnt really quick that you're not as important as you think. And you need to know this. If you're listening to this and you're sitting in a state of self-pity, wake up. Shake yourself off and get on with it, man. You're wasting your life. They don't give a crack. Women have no mercy when it comes to breakups, man. Women can be worse when you dump them. I'm telling you. You could ring up and she's getting banged. I've been with women, this is dead set. I've been with women, right? You go, this guy's supposed to be a minister. Well, I did all the work. You can see all the work I did, but I don't practice as a minister anymore. I didn't have the calling, but I've got the knowledge and the spirit. I just don't want to practice as a minister, but that's another story for another day. I've been with women that have had their ex-husbands ring up and I've been banging them while they're talking to him on the phone. You are not as important as you think. And while that was happening, I'm thinking, well, this could end up being me. Right? My turn will come. I mean, a leopard never changes its spots, guys. If you're with a Sheila and you're banging her and she's got an ex-husband on the phone, abusing her or whatever else is going on, your turn will come if you let it. I ended up kicking her out. Behaviour was so bad once it showed itself. So you've got to get your head around how relationships work. You are not as important as you think. You've got to accept that. You're just not. You're just not.
So it's a huge decision and it's a big problem. They've had a problem of building this up in their heads for maybe a few weeks or even months now. They've had the problem of, okay, what do I do after this person is no longer in my life?
Oh, goodness gracious me. Oh my God. If somebody's driven you to the point where you've got to dump them, come on, guys. Surely you're equipped and have equipped yourself to realise that you've been done over. You've been dudded, man. When you go into a relationship and people telling you they love you and all that, if their behaviour's not lining up with that, you've got to be aware. You've got to be able to discern if somebody's fair income about what they're actually saying and what they're actually doing. I had one woman telling me she loved me and she was robbing the bank account. Guys, it is hard work. It is technically, spiritually hard work. You have to be on your game. You have to have you can't just float around pissed and on drugs and all the rest of it and think you're going to navigate woman. You got no chance, man. They are like a radar reading everything about your psyche. And if a woman drives you to the point where you got to dump her and then you're going to have a trouble with that, man, you need help. Maybe you need to contact this guy. You need to contact this guy and get help. The love fix. I'm definitely not against who this person is, but what I'm trying to say to you is it's not all that bad. Surely it's not all that bad, is it? Really? If you dump someone? If you dump someone, man, it's on you.
But they're not thinking long term. They're not thinking, okay, how will I feel after 1 month?
Oh, crap! Absolute crap! If you dump someone, man, you're thinking what's up ahead for sure, and it's not her. It's somebody else. At some stage, somebody else is going to come along, and you better work out if they're going to be better. I've had breakups in the past and met Sheilas and gone, nah, yep, nah, yep. Come on, guys. Is this guy trying to psych people up into what? Oh, God.
3 months, 6 months, 12 months. They're not thinking that. And
guys, if you have a breakup and you play your cards right and all the rest of it, oh my goodness, you should be able to have the breakup and just move on. Right? Even if it's her dumping you, you should be well enough aware to know that, okay, that's cricket, and move on. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end. I'm 60 and I'm as confident and as pumped as ever. Why? I don't drink, I don't smoke, I exercise, I spiritually and mentally and emotionally and physically and all the rest keep myself as a maximum. I definitely don't make rash decisions when I split up with people or they split up with me. You got to accept that's the game, guys. That's the game. I've had girlfriends play up on me. You're not as, look, honestly, guys, when it comes to the world of women, you're really not as important as you think. I'm sorry. I don't want to deflate you or spoil things for you. It's all based on your performance. It's not a charity ride. It's not anything like that, man. And if it is, you will become weak. And if the person does go, you will need to listen to this.
they're not prepared for the repercussions or the potential fallout or the side effects.
Well, this must be codependent people
And
then.
maybe they have been the dumper in every relationship beforehand. But here's the thing about human beings, guys. We don't actually remember pain. Try to remember back to a time where
Fucking
you hurt.
hell, I just told you about an experience I had in 6th class, right? Where the Sheila never spoke to me again, whatever her problem was. I've never forgotten that. I don't fucking lie in bed awake or sleep in coffin position because of it. But yeah, we do remember pain. Absolutely, 100%. I got screws in my ankle. I've had back operations. I've got a steel plate in my wrist. I had a pin in me right leg. Hey guys, you better believe I remember pain. I do everything I can not to let those accidents happen again. And I do everything I can to not let women walk all over me and fool me and deceive me. And so should you. If you get to the point where a woman's driving you around the bend and you dump her, you've made a rational, healthy, behaviour-based decision that this person is not healthy for my life. They ain't going to change. They're not going to get better. They're only going to get worse. They're definitely not going to bring resolve. And you dump them. Then what? What, you're going to sit there and cry? No! You're going to go and heal. You're going to go and do everything you're going to go and get therapy. Do what you have to. But stay in your frame. Stay in who you are. Remain confident with what you've done. That person didn't fit. You had your time. Be grateful and move on. You dumped them. You're out of the game. That's it. It's done. Guys, we're only 4 minutes in and I've gone on for 35 minutes. I'll wrap it up there. You're on the Pro Bricky exclusive YouTube channel with Pro Bricky, otherwise known as Reverend Dr. Jason W. Morrison, Theologist. I'll do another part on this. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, like and share and comment. Please comment. Subscribe to this guy's channel. He's obviously got a good channel. He's got a lot of subscribers. Wow, man. But I'm just not sure who he must be trying to deal with codependent people. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.